I'm Laura Ingalls. Welcome to my showroom. Come on in and let me show you around. I've got a lot of different collections in here, and I have some of my favorites. One is my newest one. It's called my leather concho cuff and hat band collection. The cool thing about these is that these are all made with retired horse tack. I call it retired or recycled, but it's old horse tack that's people are no longer using, and I take this and I totally clean it, condition it, and then I cut it to size, and I make these awesome concho cuffs out of them. And there are all kinds. I have turquoise concho cuffs, I have horses, I have concho cuffs for men. This has been one of the best-selling ones for the guys. This is the buffalo nickel concho cuff, and this is actually on an old rein, English rein, by the way. Some other ones that have been very popular are the hitched webbing ones, and these the guys are buying as well. Once again, they are all made out of the retired horse tack, so they're always going to be different based upon what kind of tack I have available. And then sometimes I have one-of-a-kinds like this one, because this is a very different piece of old tack. It had a double layer to it, and I thought, what can I do with it? And I just finished this one up. So this is one-of-a-kind. Another thing that I added to the collection is crocodile. I happened to find some really awesome crocodile. It comes from Queensland, Australia. And it's farm-raised crocodile that is basically made for belts, but the belt strips didn't turn out too good for them, so I got to purchase some of these, and I've made them into concho cuffs. I lined them with lambskin, and then I whip stitched them and put a concho cuff on it. And these are all made to order for size. So all you have to do is measure your wrist with a tape measure, and then let me know the size, and I'll make it for you. These are some of the hat bands that I made. And what I've done with this, I actually had a couple of antler horns laying around. And so what I've done is I put this on, and it acts as a slider. Okay, so that's the leather concho cuff and hat band collection. The next thing I want to show you is my boulder opal pieces, my babies. They're over here. This is actually called the boulder opal, and this comes from Queensland, Australia, which is in the northeast part of Australia. And these are all one of a kind. I really like working with natural products, natural stones, turquoise. You may see in my showroom here feathers. I decorate a lot with feathers, some of my favorites, some very colorful ones. But these, back to the boulder opals, this is what it looks like coming out of the ground. It's actually ironstone. It's a pretty hard stone, and then over the years it's water and silica that creep in and attach to the stone, and it becomes this beautiful, incredible boulder opal. Here's one of the samples. But then take a look at this one. Here's another one with just unbelievable color in it. And there's the back of the ironstone again. And this is what it looks like coming out of the ground. So they basically cut those stones open, and then the miner that I buy my stones from, he has a lapidary place, and lapidary meaning that they're going to do all the stone cutting and they're going to do the polishing. And that's what they turn out to be. Some incredible stones with all the different colors that are in it. And then I have some that have lots of blues and purples. And what I've done with these is I've done sterling silver and Swarovski crystals with them to add a little pop there. These are also great for men. This would be one that a guy or a gal would wear, and I put a thicker 6mm braided leather on it. These are all one of a kind. So what I've been doing lately, in order to take my jewelry collections and designs up a notch, I got into metalsmithing. Really slow learning process, but I'm getting there. And so all of these that I'm holding here are cuffs, again made with the retired horse tack, and you can see all these beautiful one-of-a-kind pieces. Awesome stones to work with. The neat thing about the stones is that what I like about selling them is that the stone actually picks you. And it's so much fun to watch people come in and look at the stones and they gravitate instantly to one of the stones that are like, that's mine. So they're really a lot of fun to sell. Another collection that I have is my Boulder Kingman collection. This is Boulder Kingman turquoise, and it comes out of Kingman, Arizona. And I buy again directly from the mine, and they do all their cutting. One of the most popular pieces, and it's probably one of the most expensive, but it's stunning on. This is Boulder Kingman turquoise. One of my favorite shapes, it's a rondelle. And then I've accented it with apple coral. And then sterling silver and squash blossom is very popular right now, but to me I believe that's really sacred to the Native Americans. I did want to do something, however, with squash blossoms, and so I added this as an accent. And then this is all finished with sterling silver. And then I've got, obviously, I'm kind of one of those matchy-matchy people, so I like to have ways that you can add on, be it with the earrings, and of course bracelets. Always got to layer bracelets. So these have been some of the great pieces out of the collection. Here's another one with one of the bigger Kingman turquoise. The colors are just beautiful. They're so rich. And the reason they call it Boulder Kingman turquoise is because there's a lot of matrix in it, so there's a lot of the host stone. And that's why you don't see just the pure, clear turquoise. It's got more of that host stone in it. These are some of my other collections here. Some of the ones that have been selling fabulous are my new turquoise slab earrings. And they're very lightweight. They're sterling silver. They've actually been in the newest Cowboys and Indians magazine. I know they're going to be in the upcoming Chrome magazine as well. And then, talking about that Boulder Kingman turquoise, I found some awesome nuggets. And this it didn't really need a lot of accent to it, just a couple of pieces of sterling silver, and it's one of those fabulous pieces on. One of the things about the way when I create pieces is that I'm not really going for trendy. I'm going for something that you're going to invest money into, a good piece. It's quality, and it's something that's going to last you forever. It becomes a part of you, and it's going to be one of your go-to pieces. These have been some fun bracelets, and it's great to, again, layer bracelets. That's with my cuffs, with all the pieces here, with some of my braided leather, just the plain ones. Again, great for both guys and gals. Men have really been starting to wear a lot more jewelry. They're even getting into some of the colored stones, and that's why I mentioned how well they look on the men. My Boulder Opal pieces look on the guys. Another collection I have here is what I call my Copper Revival. And this has probably been one of the most popular pieces, is that this is actually matte coral. And then what I've done is I have put it in between sterling silver. And it's very unique, very different. And that's really what I go for too, is I want a different look. I'm not trying to be like everybody else. And then there is, as well, a matching bracelet. What I don't have with me is I also do this in a double layer, similar to this one. This is my copper Navajo pearl bracelet with the sterling silver in it. In my last collection, this has been kind of one of the traditions, or I should say one of the foundations of my collections, is my Aztec collection. It goes with everything. It's so easy to layer pieces. These earrings have probably been some of the best sellers in that this here are my 2-tier Aztec and my 3-tier, and they come in turquoise, apple coral, black onyx, and then just a solid sterling silver. In addition, I've added them, I've mixed or multicolored them with turquoise and black onyx, turquoise and purple turquoise. It's actually purple turquoise. Doesn't really exist, but it is from Kingman again, and they dye the turquoise purple. By the way, purple is one of my favorite colors. And then what I don't have in this grouping here is that I also do it with a turquoise and an apple coral. All my earrings are very lightweight, very easy to wear, and they're all made out of sterling silver. So you may be wondering about my name, Laura Ingalls, and people ask me, for some of you who might be wondering about my name, Laura Ingalls, and that it is my name, and the story goes that my mother actually was a Nancy Drew fan, and I knew nothing about the books, Laura Ingalls Wilder, fabulous books. It really wasn't until the 4th grade library hour, and my girlfriend we were both looking for books, and she said, "Laura, come over here. There are some books here with your name on it." And that's how we discovered the books. And I went home and I asked my mother, "Have you ever heard of her?" And she's like, "No." So it really wasn't until the 4th grade, and that's when we read all the books. And then it was years later, I'm a little bit older, but years later that the TV show came out. And so that's kind of the story of my name. I also want to tell you that a couple of months ago I was working with an individual, and she asked me the same question about if I had any relations to the Laura Ingalls Wilder family. Not to my knowledge, and she actually happens to be a genealogist, and she did a little work for me, found out that it was the original Ingalls that came from England had 8 or 10 sons, and so my family actually comes from one of his sons, Ebenezer Ingalls. So there you have it, the rest of the story. Hope you've enjoyed a tour of my showroom. You can find more about my collections on my website, Laura Ingalls Designs. Thanks for coming.